The best way for you to seek revenge on your enemies is to level up so much that you stop thinking about them. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance. And yes, that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest. So if it doesn't apply, then that means it is not in the line, which means it is not for you. So don't force it. As well as grab your pens, grab your paper, and be prepared to take notes. For today's video, we're going to go over and discuss how you can seek revenge by leveling up and not being worrying about certain people, places, and things from your past, as well as some recommendations, some reminders, some disclaimers, and just certain things that you need to be aware of. All tea, all shade. So starting off with the first disclaimer, starting off with the introduction. The best revenge is letting go of who you used to be and who you used to surround yourself with and becoming the person that you need to be. I know that people and places and things are going to betray you, gossip about you, get you fired, touch on you inappropriately, hurt and harm you, and cause you to want to take yourself out of this world. But speaking from experience, what has helped me along my healing journey was to realize what people did, what people said wasn't a reflection of me, but a reaction of who they are. And when you know certain people are at war with themselves, when you know certain people are not at peace with themselves, when you know certain people do not take care of themselves, they don't respect themselves, they don't love themselves, and they're not protected or favored, what do you or I look like worrying about people and places and things who are not even meant to have access to us long term or in the first place? So the second disclaimer is knowing that your feelings are valid and you do need to see a psychiatrist, you do need to go to a therapist, you do need to be following, liking, commenting, engaging, booking a service in a section, it's in the description down below, or seeking assistance from God, answers to the universe. Take what resonates, leave the rest, because I'm not here to force religion or spirituality. Until you talk about that injustice, until you're vulnerable, until you're honest, until you're accountable, until you realize what you had to learn from, what you had to separate yourself from, you will continue to hold conversations that have already happened with and replay them over and over again and thinking about ways of what you could have said when these people and places and things have been removed out of your life. The longer you will continue to worry about what you used to do or how you used to feel when the moment has gone by. And most importantly, you allow certain people and places and things, once again, who did not appreciate you, who did not deserve you, or who weren't even meant to be in your life long term, to hold space in your mind, your heart, and your spirit. And the longer you allow energy that doesn't belong to you, especially when it's negative, sit in your vibe, sit in your vessel, the longer you're going to self-sabotage, the longer you're going to destroy yourself, the longer you're going to feel stuck and stagnant, but most importantly, the longer you're going to block yourself from receiving the blessings that you want. So the third disclaimer is knowing that you are going to feel angry, you are going to feel sad, you are even going to feel disappointed or upset and disbelief and even shock. You have to regulate your emotions. You have to accept your emotions. You being angry about being touched on inappropriately doesn't make you aggressive or assertive. You speaking about what has happened to you does not mean that you are sensitive or that you are a crybaby or that your feelings are not valid. You being gaslit and manipulated by people that you trust doesn't mean that you're just gullible or that you're naive. You have to realize if you, which I know you are, regardless if you were raised this way or not, are a beautiful person inside and you're not out here trying to hurt and harm people, and you are minding your business and you're just trying to live your life for the first time as you in this life, and you're not, going out your way to, put people in situations to struggle, you have to realize that you don't deserve those things. Like, just because you are somebody who may be, just in tune with your own reality doesn't mean that what people did to you was acceptable or that you deserved it. A lot of times people prey on people who they think that don't know any better, so maybe being ignorant, maybe lacking certain knowledge, some people thinking that they're better than you, some people thinking that they have more than you. You have to realize, like, none of these people are as great as they try to make themselves to seem. Like, a lot of people who try to control you, they don't have control over themselves. A lot of people who gossip about you, they look up to you. A lot of people who try to physically hurt and harm you have been physically hurt and harmed and assaulted themselves. I'm not here to justify or condone, but you need to be able to see it for what it is. You have to know that you going through the things that you went through, it is very unfortunate, and it's honestly mortifying, not to you but to them. Like, people think bullying people is cool when it just shows like you all are a group of losers who don't think highly of yourself, and you allow other people to live rent free in your mind. When you go out your way to harass people, It shows that you don't know how to regulate your emotions and that you are like a big child and you're immature. When you go out your way to gossip about people, it just shows like how insecure and how weak you are. Like, it's never been cool to talk badly about somebody you don't know, especially when these people haven't done anything to you. It's not the fact that you need to be better than people or that people can't even get to know you. It's just some things are not for you. So it's like, people who worry about other people who are not in alignment with them, you're wasting your time. So it's not fair for you to internalize other people who, oh gosh, you guys, you heard that? It's not fair for you to internalize what other people say and do when it's not a reflection of who you are. So last disclaimer before I get into the recommendations on learning to quote unquote seek revenge and elevate is knowing that they did what they did. Now, if you choose to forgive these people and you rekindle the relationship, I want you to keep that in mind. But me personally, if somebody has physically tried to hurt and harm you, at least for myself, I don't allow myself to ever be around them. And I wouldn't allow myself to ever be around anybody that I know or anybody that I love. So if, let's just say, you know someone who tried to hurt and harm you and you have a mutual and you told them and they didn't pick a side, or they're like, well, it didn't happen to me, they didn't do that to me, and they still want to be associated with them, you need to keep your distance. And the reason why is because when somebody tries to hurt and harm you and they apologize, it's still a possibility that they're capable of doing it. Now, if somebody accidentally, let's just say there's a cup of water and you're right next to them and they accidentally like for whatever reason, the cup of water splashes on you, they can apologize to you. And they're, let's just say they weren't paying attention and they bump into you. You can apologize, you can forgive them because it was an accident. But if they constantly keep bumping into you and they keep splashing the water, it's no longer a mistake, but a decision. And you have to be mindful of that. You have to understand when certain things are on accident, quote unquote, because there's really no accidents in life, or when it's very much so thought out and intentional. And that's going to be part of the first recommendation. You need to realize what happened to you, so therefore you determine how you're going to move forward. So once again, if somebody's intentionally going out their way to hurt and harm you, you need to understand what can you do to where you're no longer having to deal with that person or that personality type. Because a lot of times the only reason why certain lessons keep repeating, whether it's from certain environments or even different people, is because there's something that you haven't learned. You need to realize that everything you go through is for a reason. Until you start reading the room, and so you start paying attention to the red flags or the green flags, you will continue the same cycles with same people, places, and things. So the second recommendation is, once you're able to, continue to work on your discernment, is realizing if these people and these places and things are in alignment with you. Just because, once again, people come into your life doesn't mean that they have genuine intentions or that they're for you. And 100% of the times, like I said, when you're a loving person, when you're a beautiful person, not perfect, and you know what you want, or you're just minding your business, people are going to be attracted to you. A lot of people like to say, oh, you are what you attract. When you're a beautiful person, you don't deserve to be attracted by predators or narcissists. You do have some people who feel entitled or who are able to see this about you, and they decide to force themselves into your life. Because that's happened to me. All the evil, malicious, and nasty, narcissistic, low vibrational, envious people force themselves in my life. I never volunteered or went out my way to meet these people. Did I have to be in certain environments, in certain areas, in certain chapters of my life while I was going through certain things? Yes, because I had my own personal lessons. But once again, I have never exerted myself or inserted myself in rooms or environments from people, places, and things who I know would have done what they did, because if so, I wouldn't have been around them. So you have to realize that some rooms are for you, some are not. When certain people reject you, stop taking that as a sign of weakness or a sign that you're not good enough. No, it's just not for you. And it's very deep. It is very much so that serious, because that's how people lose their lives. Shout out to Takeoff. Shout out to Selena. Rest in peace to them both. They were in environments where people did not have the same frequency as them. Envy, malicious, and ill intent. and they end up losing their lives. It is very much so that serious. You need to know who's for you, who's not, what you're doing, and what's not. So therefore, you can, like I said, start paying attention. So therefore, when a narcissist or someone's gaslighting you and someone's manipulating you, you're able to discern it. And that's the third recommendation. You have to be able to separate yourself. You need to be able to seek assistance and guidance. So therefore, you can discern when someone's trying to, pull a fast one over you, or when somebody wants to steal from you, or when somebody wants to hurt you. A lot of times, once you practice your discernment and you go through certain things and you become educated, you'll know. But even when you don't know, you have to start questioning why people are doing what they're doing. You don't need to seek revenge, like I said, from people who were already at war with themselves. Once you realize they want you to feel the same way. So like a lot of people from my past that I've outgrown, they were very miserable. They were very envious. They were very insecure. Unfortunately for them, because they also was not intelligent and ignorant, they thought that them coming around me with their energy, that they were going to trauma dump, or that I was supposed to feel some type of way. And I was like, I don't want to deal with you. I don't have to deal with you. And yeah, we're just not in alignment with each other. And I separated myself. Like I said, once I realized that I was in certain environments, whether it was work, school, family, or people trying to pursue me, I separated myself. Because the longer you stay around environments and people, places, and things that are not for you, the more that they're going to drain you. I've never been in a situation longer than a year, or even within like 6 months, around certain people, places, and things, for me to realize this is not going to work. And of course, when you're younger, you don't get to decide, what school you go to, where you live. So as you get older, you have to start making decisions for yourself. And that's the fourth recommendation. You don't have to feel bad about having boundaries, or you distancing yourself, or you not wanting to be associated with certain people, places, and things. They're not for you. And that's the problem. You never have to seek revenge when you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you do it because you want to, and you have the right people that are for you. I'm not going to sit here and allow, like I said, people who talk badly about me to make me feel any type of way, because they've never gone through what I went through and they don't know how I feel. And at the end of the day, you can't tell me how I'm supposed to handle certain situations when you've never gone through those things. I'm never going to sit here and allow people who have got me fired, or who wanted to ruin my education, or withheld support, make me feel uneducated, or make me feel less of a person. Because if they were so smart and if they were so wealthy, why would you try to block and not help somebody? If you're really so abundant, I will never allow anybody who's judged me physically when I was going through financial hardships, or I was having to learn to save and invest, when they've always had everything handed to them, or they've always had people finance them. Like me starting this business, me being an entrepreneur, I had to create the funds. I had to invest into myself. Like nobody was doing anything for me. Like I'm not listening to people. And same thing when people just judge you, like random strangers on the internet or just whatever, I'm not listening to them because they don't know me. And that's the same thing with you. Like we don't need to seek revenge. We just need to do the things that we say we need to do. We need to just be mindful and realize that not everybody's for you. And once you realize that, you don't have to worry about getting revenge. You don't have to worry about getting your lick back, because what you put out, it does come back to you. And the only people who don't understand it are people who have never had anybody care about them to discipline them. The world, the ancestors, and the universe is going to humble you. Even if you're an atheist, you will be humbled. That's why it's so important that if you have parents and caregivers, that they discipline you. And they're not disciplining you. They're not putting you on punishment. They're not grounding you. They're not teaching you lessons. Even God, Answers the Universe, is not teaching you lessons because you deserve to be punished. No, but to let you know you reap what you sow. And I'm speaking from experience. Growing up, my father, who I talk about on here, who is deceased, he disciplined me ever since I was a little baby Ty. He used to discipline me left and right, like BTA. Literally a real BTA, okay? My dad did not play those games. And anytime I did something I was not supposed to do, pop, 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 I got dealt with. But nowadays, 29, I'm thankful and grateful, because there are some people in this world, like I said, who don't have people who care about them. And you have to realize that the people who don't have people that care about them, they say and do anything. That's like if you ever been in a real fight before. The people that bark the most, people that's talking all this, if they're not running up on you in real life in person, you don't have nothing to worry about. Let them talk. And I'm not here to promote violence or chaos, but it's like, be for real. What do we need to seek revenge for? For what? What's for you is what's for you. Nobody could stop what's for you. Yes, people can try to come into your life and try to distract you, but once you realize they're a distraction, you got to separate yourself. And if it's legal, like I said, if it's physical and it's legal, seek physical authority, seek legal support. Don't worry about people calling you a snitch, or don't worry about people trying to gaslight you or make you feel bad because you have to get higher ups or authority. No, if people don't want you to expose certain things or call the police or invest and do what you need to do for you to do better, get a restraining order, they shouldn't be out here acting like that because they don't know no better. But it's not until they F around and they find out, and they do. Don't seek revenge on people you don't want to be like. Don't seek revenge from people you don't want to associate yourself with. Don't seek revenge from people who don't even do what you do or know how you feel. Because none of the people, like I said, who have judged me or talked about me, I never want to look like you. I never want to smell like y'all because some of y'all stink. I never want to be associated with you because all you do is talk down on everybody else. Like, you know how miserable you have to be? I'm not a miserable person. I can't even hold a grudge. Now, just because I don't hold grudges and I forgive people, like I said, I will never rekindle any relationships. But yeah, no. For revenge for what? Glow up, heal yourself, cry, see a therapist, go to God, go to the ancestors, work on yourself so therefore you can do what you need to do and it not even be a thought in your mind. Because eventually, the more you continue to work on yourself, the more you're going to elevate and the more you not forget what has happened to you, but it's not going to be on your mind. The more and more you work on yourself, the more and more you will be disassociated and disconnected. And all they can do is just, if they continue to like keep up with you, all they can do is just lurk from the outside. Like, they'll never be able to have access to you ever again. So don't worry about it. Whatever questions, comments, concerns that resonate with you, let me know down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you resonated with. Let me know, have you experienced this? What's the best revenge that you've worked on? What do you do? As well as follow me on all my social media platforms. All the information is down in the description box below. If you guys want me to go live, talk about this in real time, drop the word live in the comment section. If not, book yourself in your session. I think I already said that like multiple times. But yeah, you're not alone. I love you. You're loved. Until next time, thanks for watching. Peace.